This was about the very first conversation I overheard in Thailand upon arrival. I had not had much sleep, 22 hours in the air, and I'm standing in the line for the visa on arrival. On the way to the line for the visa on arrival, I saw two young girls. One was probably 5'2", the other one was probably 5 feet tall. They both wore the same thing: white stockings, white shoes, a pink skirt and dress with a vest-like combo, and had copper dyed hair that was cut, in a very straight cut. I forget what you call those. But if you can imagine a K-pop singer or dancer, I was attempting to describe that. Very clean and white looking, like two dolls, but not heavy on the makeup, which is what it used to be, or what you would see at a Comic-Con or something. Pretty young girls, but for me, a little strange. It's not a schoolgirl's outfit, and yet it has that kind of feature. I don't fully understand the trend or the vibe. I'm not part of K-pop. I'm not part of the scene. But anyway, there they were, standing. I passed them, got into line, went down the line. We were all in this, now we're all in a line that goes up one way, down the other, up one way, down the other, like you are in airports. And often you see the same person, or you pass the same person 3 times on the way to get to the counter. In the past, I've had total flirtatious times in that line. I've had times where I've stared down men who are looking at my woman. I've had times where I'm protecting my child. I'm not worried about my girlfriend. I mean, his mother, she could take care of herself, but all those things happen in those lines around the world. Well, today, we got to the U in the line, where there's now, sort of 6 people all standing in a circle in a way. And there were 2 people ahead of me who were also Asian, East Asian, and they began speaking to the 2 girls who were directly ahead of them. And they began speaking in Mandarin Chinese, which was kind of a surprise to me, because the appearance of these girls was, they had such fair skin, and perhaps they had had surgery, I don't even know, but they seemed way too young for that. To my eyes, as a parent and an adult and a 57-year-old man next year. And immediately the first thing that the couple in front of me are a man and a woman, Chinese, maybe mid-20s. He's got a round face, glasses, he's cheerful, and he's just arrogant in that way I was at 23 walking through an airport. I just did whatever I wanted, It was just stupid how you're brash when you're young, And he's got a cute girlfriend he's with, and they're traveling to Thailand, and they're coming from China. And this is the season. And so she's striking up a conversation with the 2 of these young girls, and it's about the color of their skin, and about admiring so much the alabaster, the white. And the 2 women saying back to her, "No, you're fair," and her making frowning faces about how she wants to be fair, and they look so beautiful, so white. And the one girl, the taller of the 2 young ladies, put her finger on the woman's hand. We were all standing in like a U, right? Because this is where the line turns. And she put her finger on the lady's hand and said, "Bai si," white, in Chinese. They were having this entire conversation, and I was looking around as if I do not understand, which is what I do. I enjoy listening to French people, Chinese people, even some Spanish and Portuguese people, certainly English-speaking people, Tamil people, and them not knowing that I understand them. It's the vacarity that I described. But the very first conversation I heard in the line at the visa on arrival, was four Chinese people, two of whom did not look Chinese, and it had either so much work or makeup done to make it so. And the two others who conversed with them as strangers, commenting only on how beautiful it was and about the whiteness, and concluded with her saying to her in an encouraging way, "You're white," with her finger on her hand, and nodding and pushing forward. And the girl kind of smiling, smirk, going from frown to kind of like, well. And she pulled her hat down, I think, over her ears, you know. And I'm reminded when I used to travel in India in 2006 during the cricket matches, they were selling in the 10-second ads. In the old days, there were only 10-second ads between the overs, you know. And in the 10-second ad, it was for Fair and Lovely, you know. Fair and Lovely, it's just to make your skin lighter, to make you whiter. And it was a painful thing to listen to not change my face. Because I'm a brown man. I'm a very brown man. Dark brown man from a southern part of India, you know. Southern tip Tamil. Dark. Even Russell Peters goes, yeah, the Tamils are black, man. He straight said it, I think. Yeah. And as long as I've been alive, I've associated with blackness and darkness and my brownness. And as long as I've been alive, this has been going on, but never had I seen it so directly in a foreign culture, and that too, Chinese culture. Right? That too, in Chinese culture, how ugly I am to them. Now, had I spoken up in Chinese and what I thought, oh my God, the number of things going through my mind, can you imagine, that I wanted to say, you know? The only thing I would have said, I'm not going to say it in Chinese here, I'll just say it to you in English. But I went through a bunch of different things I wanted to say, you know? It was a very sad moment for me upon arrival in Thailand, in Bangkok, in the airport. But the only thing I would have said is, brown is beautiful.